You ready? Yes. Mic's up.
Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand. Jesse Nelson in for Alex Strofe tonight, along with the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, working our way towards tip-off of the penultimate game of the regular season for the Monroe Cheesemakers, 10th ranked in the Division II State AP poll, and the Edgewood Crusaders. Time now to hear from our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. UW Credit Union's online and mobile banking goes above and beyond with top-rated service and security that exceeds industry standards. Explore innovative and intuitive ways to manage your money anytime, anywhere. UW Credit Union's in-house team of engineers and developers create digital banking solutions designed for you. Learn more at uwcu.org and learn more right now about this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Massey Malterer from Madison East High School.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Student Athlete of the Week is Massey Malterer from Madison East High School, a senior, soccer and a basketball player. Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
You're starting point guard. You were called up in varsity, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And then lost your whole junior year. That had to be kind of depressing.
Yeah, it was sad. I mean, we were expecting a big year. We thought we had a good team, and then it just got canceled. So we're all really sad, especially seniors who didn't get to have a senior year at all. So.
Well, 2 years ago, we were poised to broadcast East La Follette, third meeting, sectional final at Sudbury.
Yeah.
And you would have been on the bench for that one.
Yeah, I would have been. Of course, it would have been crazy, man. It's been the best game of my life, probably. Yeah, I would even have played in it, but it still would have been fun.
Well, just be part of that whole process.
Yeah.
Currently lead the Big 8 conference in scoring, 23 points a game. How do you describe your game?
I'd say I try to, right now, I mean, I'm trying to incorporate more shooting, but I do a little bit of everything. So a little bit of driving, mid-range, some post-ups if I get a smaller defender on me. So a little bit of everything, really.
Is there a particular game that stands out so far this year that maybe told you that East was going to be right back near the top of the conference?
Yeah, I'd say our first game at home against La Follette, that was in our new gym. First time playing La Follette in our new gym. I'd say that was probably one of our better games. I mean, we lost, but it was pretty decently packed gym. And then when we played La Follette again, I mean, I love playing La Follette. That's always cool. So.
Well, East Side pride, right?
Yeah. I mean, this year, too, because we, especially not having a season last year, not many people are coming to the basketball games. So, it's pretty empty in our gym, especially our huge gym. Even when there's a decent amount of people, it just always seems empty. So when we play La Follette, or even when we play some parade, there's always a decent amount of people that come to it.
What do you like about East High School overall? When you look back in your 4 years there, any particular moments, school-wise, social-wise, or things that stand out?
Not really. I'd say, playing sports is definitely fun because everybody at East likes the sports. But I would say, just walking through the hallways, it's always you gain. I feel like I'm grateful just to walk through the hallways, especially with the year we didn't have school. I felt like I realized how much it helped being in school and how much I liked being there.
Now, you have a twin brother?
Yes, I do.
What's his name?
Ale.
And what is he into?
He plays soccer, plays basketball, plays baseball, but he's a really good goalkeeper.
So, and what do you play in soccer?
Seminary.
So you guys compare notes after games, or what's it like? Do you go to the games together, or do you go separately?
No, we drive together. He usually drives, and we just go together. We usually pick up teammates.
Who's older?
He's older by 2 minutes.
And does he kind of hold it over you?
Yes, he does a lot. People ask us all the time he's older, and he just always takes it.
Well, our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Massey Malterer of Madison East High School. Massey, I hope you have a great rest of your senior year.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Massey Malterer of Madison East High School, point guard and goalie for the soccer team. UW Credit Union's online and mobile banking goes above and beyond with top-rated service and security that exceeds industry standards. Learn more at uwcu.org and follow ESPN Madison on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to see more from all of this season's featured UW Credit Union Student Athletes of the Week. Jesse Nelson alongside the Dean Dennis Semrau counting down to tip-off for the Monroe Cheesemakers and the Edgewood Crusaders, a battle in the Badger West Conference here in the penultimate week of the high school basketball regular season, at least on the boys' end. The girls finished up their regular season last night, and they're getting ready to start the playoffs next week. Let's get a check of our Pizza Pig keys to victory. For over 50 years, Pizza Pit has been delivering fast, fresh, and hot pizza. Pizza Pit isn't just pizza, though. They're serving breadsticks, pizza fries, wings, and gyros. With 8 area locations, you can't go wrong. And now Pizza Pit even easier to order on the Pizza Pit app. Download it today. And Dennis, what are we not going to forget?
The cookies or the ice cream.
There it is. And let's not forget our keys to victory tonight either, Dennis, presented by Pizza Pit.
Let's start with the visiting Cheesemakers for Monroe. Basically, don't give Edgewood extra shots. They're pesky on the boards. You got to keep Teo Jimenez in check. He's had games where he hasn't scored, and others he had an 8 3-point attempt. 3 points made. I believe that was at the 5 serve. And get more support from the rest of the supporting cast. Carson Leisinger with 21 points. JT Seagraves with almost 17. They've got 3 other starters, Reut, Brookwicki, and Markham. Might need one of those in double figures tonight. And for the host, Crusaders, control Leisinger and Seagraves as best we can, is what Z put it.
Oh, that's easier said than done.
In the first meeting, Monroe won by 2 points on a last-second shot by Leisinger. Both Leisinger and Seagraves had 20 apiece in that game, so that was 40 of the 52. If you need me to do the math on that one.
I'd appreciate that, yes.
Get to the free throw line. The first time they played, Edgewood was outscored 14-0 at the line. They only had 2 attempts. So it means lay off the threes. They got to penetrate, get the ball in the lane a little bit, and keep playing the good defense that got them that 9-game win streak.
Those are your Pizza Pit keys to victory tonight. The Monroe Cheesemakers entering with an overall record of 18-4 on this season. The Edgewood Crusaders 12-10. Monroe, the 10th ranked team in the Division II state AP poll, entering play tonight. Big opportunities, big trailers over at Stoughton Trailers. Stoughton Trailers has hundreds of immediate openings in Evansville, Stoughton, and Broadhead for first and second shift opportunities. They've also increased their starting wages to $18 per hour and up. For open positions, including assemblers, welders, and more, go to stojobs.com. That's STOjobs.com. Stoughton Trailers, big opportunities. When we come back, we will get a check of our starting lineups and also enjoy some of the senior night festivities going on here at Edgewood High School. Senior night celebrating a number of players wearing the home whites with the maroon and gold tonight. The Monroe Cheesemakers, the Edgewood Crusaders. The opening tip and our starting lineups coming up next on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania, 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Remember your bus driver growing up, how they got you home safe and watched out for you? Now's your chance to say thank you. Or better yet, become a bus driver. February 14th through 18th is School Bus Driver Appreciation Week. Cobeson Buses is looking for more drivers to be a positive influence, serve the community, and help get our kids back to school. Cobeson Buses has immediate openings. Earn up to $20 per hour based on experience. For more info and to find a Cobeson terminal near you, visit cobeson.com.
New year, new you. Be honest, you've said that to yourself year after year. Don't make the same mistake again and go to a run-of-the-mill gym. Instead, sign up for the 6-week experience at Carbon World Health. Heck, you might have already signed up for a gym and you already know that you're not making a difference. Carbon World Health will help you make that difference with the workout side of things and the medical side of things. This month, Carbon World Health is offering 50% off your follow-up labs for hormone replacement treatment if you sign up for the 6-week experience. Change your life. Go to Carbon World Health today.
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
Jesse Nelson alongside the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin on Demand. The Monroe Cheesemakers, 18-4 overall record on the season. The Edgewood Crusaders, 12-10 on the season. Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania as senior night introductions now commencing here at Edgewood High School for the Crusaders, honoring their veteran players here tonight. While they do that, let's introduce you to the starting lineups for tonight's game, brought to you by Stoughton Health. Nobody plans on getting injured, and when you do, you need help to get back on track. Stoughton Health has rehab locations in Stoughton and Oregon, so it's convenient for your recovery. Learn more at stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together. For the Monroe Cheesemakers in the road red uniforms, white trim, white letters and numbers. Starting at guard, number 0, senior Carson Leitzinger. Another guard, senior Aaron Roit. Another guard, junior George Bruckwicki. At forward, number 11, senior JT Seagreaves. And a guard, junior number 21, Tucker Markham. Again, the starting lineup for the Cheesemakers: Leitzinger, Roit, Bruckwicki, Seagreaves, and Markham. The Monroe Cheesemakers are coached by Brian Bassett in his 6th season as the head coach of the Monroe Cheesemakers. And for the Edgewood Crusaders in the home white uniforms, maroon letters and numbers with a gold trim tonight, as you see the seniors being greeted by Chris Zwettler at midcourt. If you're joining us on our video stream, free on Wisconsin On Demand. Starting at junior guard number 3, Tio Jimenez. A senior guard number 4, Jackson Trudgeon. Junior forward number 13, Lucas Coase. Junior forward number 32, Al Deng. And senior forward number 34, Will Schenk. Again, the starting lineup for the Crusaders: Jimenez, Trudgeon, Coase, Deng, and Schenk. And in his 33rd season as the head coach of the Edgewood Crusaders, the athletic director, Chris Zwettler. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Stoughton Health here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania, 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand. Dennis, once more, for our audience just joining us as we count down to tip-off here, let's remind everyone what's at stake here tonight with playoff positioning being impacted by the result of tonight's game.
Well, from a playoff standpoint, Edgewood goes to Division III, and Monroe will be in Division II when the announcement comes out on Sunday afternoon. WI did a little bit of a show. It had some technical difficulties. We'll see what they come up with for this Sunday, but those will all be announced. Then, first of all, though, for next week for the conference championship, if Monroe wins this game, they will win their South Pod, and they will play either Portage or Sauk Prairie, depending on what happens in their game tonight. If Edgewood were to win, you're going to have a tie, and that goes to the tiebreakers. And only the conference commissioner, I think, knows what those are at this point.
Layup drill, coin toss, relay race.
Yeah, the first one is, it's the place in the conference. Then the next is head-to-head, and they'd have split. Then it's going to go to their overall record. And Monroe's got a better overall record in the conference than Edgewood does. So that'll probably be the tiebreaker.
Senior night festivities are concluding, which means it's time for our national anthem, and then the starting lineups will be introduced here at Edgewood High School momentarily. We will step aside once more on the other side of the break. Tip-off, the penultimate game of the regular season. Boys high school basketball, the Monroe Cheesemakers, the Edgewood Crusaders. You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Jim Rutledge here for X Golf in Madison and in Middleton. Here's why I love them. They pride themselves on accuracy, experience, and realism. They get that because their technology measures not only the motion vector of the ball, but also the golf club movement. This allows the perfect replication of your swing. So if you're looking to have a great time and get better at golf, there's nowhere better than X Golf in Madison and in Middleton. They got a full bar, excellent food, and amazing service. I have no idea what you're waiting for. Get over to X Golf in Madison and Middleton. Join a league or just go out there and have some fun and get better at golf during the offseason.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
You're listening to Madison's home for Milwaukee Bucks basketball.
Giannis saying, take that.
100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hold on to me. Don't let me go. Who cares what they see? Who cares what they know? Your first name is free. Last name is down.
And Wisconsin On Demand. We welcome those of you watching our live video stream on WisconsinOnDemand.com tonight. And also those of you joining us driving through the squall on 100.5 ESPN. Jesse Nelson with the Dean Dennis Semrau. For nearly 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison, Wisconsin area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're looking for a newer used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda today or head to ZimbrickHonda.com to search vehicle inventory. These two teams did meet once already earlier this season on Tuesday, January 11th. It was a tight contest. Monroe edged out a victory 52-50 at home against Edgewood, and they overcame, Dennis, a 5-point halftime deficit, did the Cheesemakers en route to that
And that's
win.
an interesting stat for you. The game's decided by 10 points or less. Monroe is 12-3 this year. Edgewood 3-6. So they've been kind of struggling, but a lot of those losses were early. So during that 9-game win streak, they had a couple of close ones in there. And, of course, they got home court advantage. You got senior night. A lot of teams will try to start their seniors, but when you got more than 5, it's a little more difficult. So
this one might even mean a little bit more for Edgewood, coming not just off of that loss on January 11th, but last season, the Crusaders season came to a close at Monroe High School, falling 75-68 to the Cheesemakers.
And we were there for that
in a game we called in a sectional semifinal. Edgewood looking to defend the home court on senior night, the opening tip, and we are underway. The Cheesemakers working right to left as we see it and as you see it on Wisconsin On Demand. Out near the left wing, it's Tucker Markham. Now cross-court pass to number 5, Aaron Roit. Roit goes over to the right side. Markham, long three, no good. Rebound, batted around. It's collected by J.T. Seagraves near the right block. Kicks it over. Right side shot, no good for Roit. And a rebound on the weak side for Edgewood. Coming across the timeline along the right side. Layup, no good for Jackson Trudgeon. Put back, no. Loose ball. Trudgeon's got it. 3 defenders around him down below. It's swatted away by Aaron Roit. An empty possession down the floor for Edgewood. Now the other direction. A foul will send Carson Leitzinger, the senior guard, to the line for the Cheesemakers.
3 shot attempts, all in the paint there for Edgewood. Not able to get a layup there.
Electric start to this game. We're just 43 seconds in. No score. Leitzinger at the line, free throw attempt up and good. He's the leading scorer for the Cheesemakers this year, averaging 21 points a game and a 76% free throw shooter, also the best on the team. Leitzinger sets, fires, good again at the line. And the first 2 points of the night go to the Monroe Cheesemakers. 2-0. Monroe on top on the road.
First foul that gets dinged there. Got to keep him out of foul trouble. The leading rebounder and one of the leading scorers. If you call it 9.9, 9.8 as a leading scorer, that's what Edgewood's got.
Lucas Coes working on the left wing now. Kicks it over right side. Trudgeon back up top. The senior Will Schenk on senior night. Schenk kicks it out left corner. Driving baseline. Up off the glass. Lucas Coes. It's good. The junior with the first points on senior night for the Crusaders to tie the game at 2. 16:40 to go, first half. Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Jesse Nelson, Dennis Semrau, the penultimate week of the boys basketball regular season. Right side of the floor, Tucker Markham. Now backing his way down, Seagreaves, double team, kicks it over, left side, wide open, top of the key. Giving it up, Royd goes to the corner, three-point attempt, no good for Seagreaves, and a loose ball foul goes against Monroe with 16:21 to go in the half. They're going to get Markham for that one. First foul on the Cheesemakers tonight. Edgewood looking for its first lead. Jackson Trudgeon, one of the stars of the Edgewood football team, which went through an undefeated regular season this last fall. Here's Schenk, right side, beyond the block. Shot too strong, no good, and a rebound. Monroe across the timeline quickly, left side. Pass down low, reverse layup, up and good. Tucker Markham got it. And the Cheesemakers back up 4-2. Trudgeon quickly in transition, finds Deng. Now right side of the floor, and the Crusaders will slow it down and reset. Deng left side, now goes baseline left. Tio Jimenez up top, Schenk. Open three is good. And Edgewood takes a 5-4 lead. Senior Will Schenk comes up with a big bucket for the Crusaders. Left side, Seagreaves picks up his dribble on the left block, now kicks it over right side. Pump fake, Brookwicky ran into some trouble, able to find some help from Aaron Royd cutting on the baseline. And Monroe gets it up top and resets. Here's Leitzinger guarded tightly by number 13, Lucas Coes. Interesting matchup to watch throughout the evening. Left side, Markham picks up his dribble, shovels it back to the left corner. Now back down to Markham, double team, turnaround jumper, nice shot, and that's actually Seagreaves. JT Seagreaves finds 2 points, and a leapfrog lead now. Monroe back up 6-5, 3 minutes in. Trudgeon driving right baseline, thought he had a reverse layup opportunity. Instead, why would he take 2 when he can find Deng for 3 in the corner? Al Deng, the junior. Edgewood 8-6 on top of Monroe. 14:35 to play first half. Seagreaves comes across to the free throw line. Backs it up Aaron Royd. Now driving right side. Seagreaves up, no good. Got his own rebound. Tries to put it back. Contact. And he'll go shoot 2 free throws at the line. Continuous action, Dennis. That was a fun few minutes there.
You got to like it there. Both teams shooting about 30%, just a little over on the three-point range, but really working attempts to kick it in, get it in. They don't get it, and then to kick it out for open threes. And we saw for Edgewood, they had one from the corner, one from the top of the key. And no threes yet, though, from Monroe.
Seagreaves' first free throw up and good. 69% free throw shooter on the season. JT Seagreaves. He'll be playing tight end at the University of Wisconsin. A senior here for the Cheesemakers. Monroe definitely disappointed with how their season came to an end last year. I mentioned that they defeated Edgewood, as Seagreaves' second free throw is good to tie the game at 8. Monroe defeated Edgewood in the sectional semifinal at Monroe High School, and then they hosted Lake Mills, and they fell 56-55 in a game that came right down to the wire. Dennis and I had the pleasure of being on the call for that one as well, as Jackson Trudgeon drives with the left hand, lays it up good off the glass to give Edgewood a 10-8 lead. You know that guys like Seagreaves and Leitzinger that were leaders on that team a year ago, Dennis, want to make a run in the postseason this time around as well.
Yeah, they do. A disappointment last year, but those were basically the only 2 players back from that team. They've had to really carry the squad this year.
Seagreaves picked up his dribble in the paint, and a held ball forced by the Edgewood defense with 13:50 to go here in the opening half. The possession arrow gives it back to the Crusaders. Nice defense for Edgewood.
Yeah, you get Trudgeon a steal on that one. They tied him up, a double team, and able to force Seagreaves into the turnover.
10-8, Edgewood on top with the basketball. Working left side of the floor, Tio Jimenez, the leading scorer on the season for Edgewood. Gives it up, Schenk on senior night. He might be brewing something special. Will Schenk, the senior, with his second made three of the night. Edgewood up 13-8. Schenk averages 6.5 points a game on the season. He's already got 6. We're not even 5 minutes in.
So it makes Edgewood so dangerous. They have about 7 or 8 guys that can go off double figures on any given night. And that's why they have nobody averaging more than 9.9 a game.
Leitzinger fires a three, right wing, no good. And a tap back and a foul goes against Monroe. They're going to get number 4, James Seagreaves, the younger brother of JT, the sophomore. Called for the foul, his first. Each team with 2 team fouls, I should say.
Previous trip for his brother, Seagreaves, to the line was the second foul. And if you noticed, Deng is now out of the game.
No problem, though, for Lucas Coes driving right baseline for Edgewood. Goes up and good. Crusaders' largest lead of the night at 15-8. 3-ball, right corner, good. A quick response from George Brookwicki, the junior guard in the Road Reds for the Monroe Cheesemakers. Brookwicki averages 5 points a game, shoots 34% from three-point land. He drilled that one to cut the Edgewood lead down to 4. Backing his way down now to the right block, trying to go up off the glass, drawing contact. Clay Krantz will go shoot 2 free throws for Edgewood. Shot no good. 12:21 to go first half. 15-11, Edgewood leads Monroe.
Yeah, Krantz, a senior, averaging 9 points a game. He actually started the season in the lineup. They are bringing him off the bench and put Schenk in the lineup, and that kind of coincided with that winning streak for Edgewood.
Krantz first free throw, no good. By the way, Dennis, I did forget to give you the magic number for tonight's game.
I was wondering where it was.
The Jesse Nelson special, 98% of the time, team that scores this number first goes on to win the game based on a secret formula that only me and a select few people in the world know. Tonight's magic number, Dennis, 57. 57, our magic number. Clay Krantz hits his second free throw, 16-11. Edgewood leads Monroe. Cheesemaker basketball into the front court. Working left side of the floor, number 4, James Seagreaves. Now kick it all the way over to the right corner. George Brookwicki, who just had the 3 on the last possession for Monroe. Here's Leitzinger to the free throw line, kicks it back. Now driving, James Seagreaves, right hand layup, good. 16-13, James Seagreaves on the board. And Monroe cuts the lead to 3. Jackson Trudgeon across the timeline, goes left. Now a drive in for Krantz, no good. And a held ball after the miss. And this time possession goes to the Cheesemakers with 11:38 to play in our opening half. 16-13, Edgewood on top. Dennis,
if you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Jesse Nelson, Dennis Semrau, Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin on demand. A brief stoppage there after that last whistle. And now on the ensuing possession, Monroe trips and a travel is the actual call on the floor. So possession goes right back to Edgewood with a 3-point lead at home, 16-13 with 11-13 and counting to play in our opening half. Driving right side, down to the right block, layup up and good. Lucas Coes contested, but he's got 6 points right now to be tied with Will Schenk for the team lead. Not even midway through our first half. Driving right side, here comes Charlie Weigel up off the glass and good. Weigel, the junior for the Cheesemakers, able to put 2 on the board. An exchange of buckets on either end. The lead remains 3 for Edgewood, 18-15. 10:40 to go in the half. Right side of the floor. Gavin Meister trying to feed it down low, and another whistle will go against Monroe. See what they get for that one. Looks like Leitzinger picks up his first personal foul down there, trying to swat it out. Dennis, what do you make of the momentum we're seeing here so far in this game?
Well, Edgewood came out strong. Hit a couple of threes there. It's interesting that the leading rebounders for both teams, Dang for Edgewood and JT Seagreaves, are on the bench right now.
Hunter Dobrinke, the junior, number 5 in the home whites for the Crusaders, out of that stoppage. Got the inlet pass right in the paint and puts it up good for 2. 20-15, Edgewood on top. Shot no good for Monroe. 2-on-2 now into the front court. Driving right side. Coase is fouled. Shot no good, but free throws coming for Lucas Coase for the Edgewood Crusaders. 10:09 to go first half, 20-15. Edgewood leads Monroe by 5. And Dennis, we mentioned that in the first meeting this year on January 11th, Edgewood did hold a 30-25 lead at halftime. Monroe was able to come back, outscoring the Crusaders 27-20 in the second half of that game. But that was really where the momentum of the season started to swing for Edgewood, with the return of Jackson Trudgeon and then the 9-game winning streak that ensued and lasted until last Tuesday.
Well, yeah, Coach Z had COVID. He was out for 2 weeks, and it's kind of a disjointed team for the first month once they got all the pieces back together. Also, 13 Coase has really made a step forward. He's a transfer from Evanston, Illinois. And his mom is actually the all-time leading scorer here. Dee Dee Shala, she's in the Hall of Fame for Edgewood.
Coase 1 of 2 at the free throw line, 21-15. Edgewood leads by 6. Monroe basketball in the front court, working right to left as we see it on the mezzanine level here at Edgewood High School. And a travel is called on Charlie Weigel. Got a little excited to try and drive into the paint, had an opening, but he forgot to put the ball on the floor first. A turnover by the Cheesemakers, and a 6-point lead in the basketball for Edgewood with under 10 minutes to play in the first half.
Oh, geez, those ticky-tack rules, right? Yeah, you gotta dribble the ball first. Sorry.
Dribbling it across the midcourt line is Gavin Meister. Now kick it over right side. 3-point attempt, no good for Jimenez. Rebound, Monroe. Across midcourt, they'll push it forward. Into the paint. Extra step, shot no good, wide open from 2 feet away for Weigel, but he gets his own rebound. Monroe maintains possession. Shot from the free throw line, extended right position, no good for Brookwicki. 0 of 2 on the trip down the floor for the Cheesemakers. It's Edgewood basketball now. Working it forward, Krantz. Passed it, got it back, now dips it down near the right block. Back off a screen to Brinke into the right corner. Kicks it over right wing. Feed it now down low, double teamed. Free throw line extended right, a step in front of it, and losing control of the basketball, Paul Kraske, the junior. Monroe kicks forward. A lot of extra passing. An open look for Leitzinger, left side, no good. Rebound, Edgewood. Great look for Leitzinger, couldn't knock down the 3. Midway through the first half, 21-15, Edgewood leads Monroe on Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania. Edgewood into the front court, dip it down. In the paint, double team, great defense by the Cheesemakers. Nowhere to go, Kraske had to kick it back up top. And a reset for the Edgewood offense. Over into the left corner, Meester. All the way back over now with a few extra passes to Krantz. Krantz trying to find Meister again down low. Instead, he takes it himself. Double team, shot up off the glass. He fought to the very end. And Clay Krantz is rewarded for his efforts. 2 points, Edgewood's largest lead of the night at 8. And a timeout, Monroe, with 8:21 to go in the first half. 23-15. Edgewood leads Monroe on senior night here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Jesse Nelson with the Dean Dennis Semrau. Prep Mania brought to you by Zimbrick Honda. For nearly 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're looking for a new or used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda in Madison today or head over to ZimbrickHonda.com to search vehicle inventory. Dennis, what's the message from Coach Brian Bassett here in the timeout for the Cheesemakers down 8?
Right now, Leitzinger's only got 2 free throws, and Seagreaves has got 4 points, 1 field goal. The 2 big dogs are not doing anything right now. They've got to try to get them involved in it. Seagreaves has had some problems the last few games, according to Bassett. Teams are running all 5 players at him. You can't match up with them one-on-one, so they're trying to disrupt him and get out of it. He had 1 nice shot left baseline there, but has touched the ball very little here in the first half.
Out of the timeout, Monroe into the front court, over to the right corner. Number 25 for the Cheesemakers over there.
Oh, another near turnover, but Edgewood got a hand on the ball.
Yeah, Keaton Sweeney was over there in the corner. Sweeney unable to handle it, and it's knocked out by Edgewood. So Monroe maintains possession, inbounding right in front of the Crusader bench. Comes into the backcourt. Markham dribbles slowly across the center line. Now Sweeney. Sweeney over to the right corner. Tucker Markham. Brookwicki near midcourt. Tried to feed it over on the right side of the floor, and it was stolen away by Jackson Trudgeon and Edgewood. Now, nearly knocked out of bounds by Seagreaves. It was preserved by Donovan Nedelkoff of Edgewood, who threw it off of Seagreaves, who couldn't quite collect it, although he had an opportunity, and it does land out of bounds and remains Edgewood basketball. Strange series of events there on both ends of the floor. Edgewood inbounding. Jackson Trudgeon will do it, standing between the two O's written in Edgewood along the baseline underneath the bucket. Comes in cleanly, and the Crusader offense sets. 7:35 to go first half, 23-15. Edgewood leads Monroe. Battle in the Badger West tonight here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Trudgeon, cross-court pass right. Jimenez, who has been quiet so far, the leading scorer for the Crusaders on the season. Another cross-court pass. Maximo Gonzalez drives baseline, and he took one too many steps trying to find some positioning, but Seagreaves defending it down low, Dennis, caused that turnover.
Yep. Gonzalez, 6'7" senior, is actually a transfer from Chile, as in the country. He was eligible for the Lakeside game we were here for. Noticed we have not seen Deng since he picked up his second foul early in the game.
And Deng remains on the bench. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Edgewood defense. Monroe will inbound, standing on the G in Edgewood written on the baseline beneath their own bucket.
That's what's impressive with us right now, an 8-point lead, and Deng has been out since the 16:20 mark. It's almost 10 minutes.
Another whistle away from the ball, and they are going to get Gonzalez for that one. His first. Just under 7 minutes to play in our first half. 6:58 on the clock, 23-15. Edgewood leads Monroe. Been a hot second since we've seen some scoring now on either end of the floor. Will that change here on a little roller? No, but a offensive rebound and a putback for J.T. Seagreaves, the future tight end at the University of Wisconsin. Gets two to stop the drought for the Cheesemakers. 23-17 with 6:30 to go in the first half. Trudgeon, right side of the floor, picks up his dribble in the corner. Kicks it over to Gonzalez, swing it all the way left. Zimbrick picks up his dribble, guarded tightly by Tucker Markham. And now movement away from the ball as Edgewood resets the offense. Gonzalez trying to find positioning down on the right block, but Seagreaves got a hand in there, stolen away. Here come the Cheesemakers. Left corner, three, good for George Brookwicki, his second made three of the night. And just like that, Monroe has cut the Edgewood lead to 3 with 6 minutes to play in the half.
Beautiful open look from the left corner, nothing but net.
Brookwicki, a 34% three-point shooter on the year, making it look easy tonight, and now a charge called on Edgewood, and the most life we've seen from the road contingency of Cheesemaker fans that have made the trip to downtown Madison here at Edgewood High School tonight. The energy alive on this end of the floor as Monroe forces the turnover.
Both teams playing very good man-to-man defense tonight. And that was one where you got to take a charge.
Edgewood applying some pressure defensively here in the backcourt. First time we've seen it from either team tonight. We'll see how that shakes out. Monroe able to break it. J.T. Seagreaves front court. Skip pass now to the right side. That's Sweeney in the corner. Now down low, Leitzinger triple teamed at the free throw line extended right position. He's able to work his way out of it and find some help from Brookwicki behind him. Now feed it Leitzinger on the run. Took a hard hit. No whistle. Rebound Edgewood. Shot no good. Coming into the front
block
court.
On that one.
Yeah, here's Trudgeon for three. Left wing, no. Off the front iron. Seagreaves goes up and gets the rebound for the Cheesemakers, trailing by 3. Monroe into the front court. Left side, Brookwicki goes up top for Sweeney. Sweeney, Leitzinger, free throw line extended right, no good. And a rebound, Edgewood will shank who was hot from 3 early in this game, collected the rebound, and the Crusaders now slow the pace a little bit with 5 minutes to play in our first half. Left side, number 13, Lucas Coes. Goes right. Schenk backing his way down. One-on-one with Leitzinger. Yes. Held on to the rim a little bit there, did the ball, as Schenk went up to try and loop it in. Ultimately, it did fall.
That's called shooter's touch. Hit every part of that rim before it fell through.
I never had that, and I tried that shot about 7 or 8 times in my late middle school career, and I knew at that time when I couldn't make that shot that basketball was not going to be my sport. That and the fact that I'm 5'6". Into the paint, Seagreaves fouled by Edgewood with 4:17 to go. That is the 5th team foul here on Edgewood. Each team with 5. So free throws looming on the horizon here for either team should the foul troubles continue later in this half. That goes against number 22, Danny McDonough.
Another senior for Edgewood.
Now Edgewood takes it away into the front court with a 5-point advantage. Clay Krantz back to Lucas Coes. Coes directing traffic, tried to bounce past no look for Schenk at the free throw line, and it was kicked. Last off of Cheesemakers of Monroe. 4 minutes to play in the first half. 25-20. Edgewood leads Monroe. Doing the inbounding is Tio Jimenez, number 3. He's given the ball from the official. He immediately throws a bounce pass into the corner. Now cross-court pass, fed perfectly. Jimenez pull-up 3, no good. Great play design, just couldn't quite get the shot to fall. Went halfway down and popped out for Tio Jimenez, who remains quiet in the box score here this evening. 3-point attempt, top of the key, no good for Sweeney. Had that fallen, Monroe would get within 2. Instead, they're still down 5. Transition 3, way too strong, no good for Lucas Coes. Off the glass and collected by the Cheesemakers. They'll push now, 5-on-4 opportunity. Leitzinger into the paint, gets a little fader to go from 5 feet. I've got that as the first made field goal for Carson Leitzinger tonight, the leading scorer for the Cheesemakers, averaging 21 a game. He's got 4 unofficially tonight so far, and it's 25-22.
We match the board.
Edgewood by 3. Into the front court, Coes. Bounce pass in the right corner and a whistle. Are we going to say that that was a foul, or was that simply knocked out of bounds? I haven't seen a foul call indicated, so I think it was just an out-of-bounds whistle with 3:03 to play in the first half. Fun first half of boys basketball here on a Friday night. Jesse Nelson, Dennis Semrau, Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania. Molly Brown, our producer in the Park Bank ESPN Madison studios on the square. Hunter Vaughn, our video producer, on site here tonight at Edgewood High School. You can watch the live stream of tonight's game on Wisconsin On Demand. And if you're listening and want to watch it later, you can do that too. Just go to that Watch Live tab on Wisconsin On Demand. It'll be up for a few days. You can check out the video replay of this contest tonight. We had a whistle go against Leitzinger.
Leitzinger's second.
Yeah, some trouble for Leitzinger here tonight. Edgewood inbounding cleanly. It comes in, trudging into the paint, and a pull-up jumper. Good, Lucas Coes. Coes having a big first half offensively for the Crusaders, extending Edgewood's lead to 5, 27-22, with 2:40 to go in the half. Pull-up 3. Leitzinger, was halfway down and rimmed out. And a rebound, Edgewood. Here's Trudgeon. Pulls up his dribble at the volleyball line, midway between the 3-point line and the center stripe. Couple of passes. Here's an opportunity. Krantz for 3, no good off the back iron. Monroe tracks down the rebound. They'll push it forward. Here comes Leitzinger, left side. Goes left to right across the paint. Contacted at the free throw line. I think they're going to get Trudgeon for that foul, if I saw it correctly. Might have actually been Jimenez, number 3. Yeah, it was Tio Jimenez they're going to get for it on the reach, and that's Jimenez's second foul tonight. So Jimenez and Leitzinger, the leading scorers, Dennis, for both teams, not playing all that well offensively tonight, and they've got 2 fouls to each of their names. They're actually going to say that was on.
No, they already had a foul on 40.
Yeah, the scoreboard's a little
there it is. It's his first foul.
Okay.
That's why I was wondering where I only had him for 0 up to that point. So
Dennis Semrau, our resident statistician, a little mixed up on the scoring review there with the numbers popping up on our scoreboard here at Edgewood High School. Leitzinger jumper in the paint, no good. Knocked out of bounds by the Cheesemakers. So it's Edgewood basketball with a 5-point lead. 2:05 to go in the first half. Bounce pass comes in. And here comes Jackson Trudgeon, walking it very slowly over by head coach Chris Zwettler, who indicates some instruction for the star senior guard, Trudgeon, who was not with the team for most of the first half of the season. Trudgeon takes it himself with the right hand, scoop and score. Trudgeon knows a thing or two about scoring from the football season. A star running back and wide receiver, and last year a quarterback as well in an emergency situation for the Crusader football program. He finds 2 points. It's 29-22. Miss for Monroe. Coming the other way. Quick pass. Corner three. No good. Seagreaves rebounds for Monroe. Pushing it ahead, Leitzinger. Into double teaming defense down on the left block. Doesn't affect Leitzinger one bit. He goes up off the glass. Good for two. That's what a senior will give you, Dennis Semrau. 65 seconds to go until the break. 29-24 the score. Edgewood by 5.
Senior to senior. That was JT Seagreaves with the outlet pass, strong rebound outlet pass, and then a beautiful, nice dipsy doodle move kind of inside there. Little floater.
I like the dipsy doodle. We're going to bring that one back in the second half. Kraske bounce pass on the baseline into the left corner. Now Trudgeon goes into the paint, kick it over, wide open three, look, no for Coes. Hung up there an extra second. Rebound comes away to Monroe. Markham into the front court, fouled by Trudgeon with 35 seconds to go. And that is a 1-and-1 opportunity for the Cheesemakers. Not a great foul there by Jackson Trudgeon, picking up his first here tonight. So a 1-and-1 for Tucker Markham, a 67% free throw shooter. Edgewood's lead is 5. Markham front end, no good. Rebound tapped and collected by the Crusaders, who may want to hold for the final shot here with a 5-point advantage. Coincidentally, Dennis, it was a 5-point advantage for Edgewood in the first meeting these two teams had at halftime earlier this season. Monroe came back outscoring Edgewood by 7 in the second half to get a 52-50 victory. 15 seconds on the clock. Trudgeon calls for traffic.
Similar game. I believe that was 25-20 at half.
5 seconds. Trudgeon drives right baseline. Kick it over to the corner. Krantz for three. Off the rim, no good. And before an offensive putback, the buzzer sounds. And the first half comes to a conclusion. Fun first half. Two teams destined for a postseason run in the boys basketball postseason tournament. They're dueling tonight here in the Badger West. 29-24. Edgewood leads Monroe by 5. We'll get a check of our first half box score coming up at the break. This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
You're listening to Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hey, it's Ridgetop Larry here with the craziest idea I've ever had. Prices are going up left and right. But if you buy your top quality, tough, energy efficient windows from Ridgetop Exteriors, I'll lock in today's prices even for the projects completed in the summer. That's right, lock in prices and no price increase guaranteed on beautiful new windows for your home. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com now for your free estimate and tell them Ridgetop Larry sent you.
This week on Antiquer's Paradise.
So I found this in my attic.
Ah, a genuine HELOC or home equity line of credit.
Whoa, what's it worth?
As much as you want.
And you can use that money for remodels, tuition, just about anything. Plus, you only pay interest on what you use.
Wow, and it was just in my house.
Yes, it's on almost everyone's. Find out how much equity your home is hiding with a free rate quote. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Equal housing lender.
Jesse Nelson here for Condon Jewelers. My wife and I celebrated our wedding day earlier this summer, and it would not have been the same without Condon Jewelers. Jim, the owner, who's always at the store, helped me pick out her engagement ring 2 years ago, and then I had another no-pressure experience stopping in again this year for my wedding band. Stop in and, just like I did, find out what it truly means to be comfortable working with a jeweler with your best interests in mind. Just off East Wash, right next to Office Depot, Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton has the best happy hour in town. The Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swirl Happy Hour. Entree and drink specials for only $10. And that's at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton, 7 days a week from 4 until 7 p.m. Make a reservation today. Give them a call at 828-7884. Don't miss the best kept secret in Madison, the Horseshoe Bar, and the happy hour at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. Heck, maybe you'll see me, Tarek, and Derek there.
Fleet Farm shoppers, save up to 100% off your purchase during the Balloon Pop event. This Saturday, the first 300 customers shop and pop to receive a discount on their entire purchase from 10 to 100% off. Grab a ticket, fill your cart, and pop a balloon to reveal your savings. Doors open 7 a.m. Only the first 300 customers shop, pop, and save at the Balloon Pop event this Saturday at Fleet Farm. See store for details.
Prep Mania 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app in Wisconsin on demand. Jesse Nelson with the Dean, Dennis Semrau at Edgewood High School. A battle in the Badger West as the Monroe Cheesemakers, 10th ranked team in the Division II State AP poll, trail by 5 at the half on the road on senior night to the Edgewood Crusaders. 29-24, Edgewood on top. Halftime brought to you by Pizza Pit for over 50 years. Pizza Pit's been delivering fast, fresh, and hot pizza. And Pizza Pit isn't just pizza. They serve breadsticks, pizza fries, wings, and gyros. I hear all about this meatball sandwich that Dennis Semrau loves over at Pizza Pit. We'll have to check that out maybe on the drive home if it's not too slippery on the roads tonight. Either way, with 8 area locations, you can't go wrong. And now, Pizza Pit is even easier to order on the Pizza Pit app. Download it today. And Dennis, what are we not going to forget?
The cookies are the ice cream.
That's right. Let's not forget what happened in our first half here tonight. Edgewood leading by 5 at the break. Dennis, a quick check of how it broke down in the first half.
Well, first of all, Edgewood wanted to kind of keep Leitzinger and JT Seegers under control. They combined for 40 the first time. They got 12 here. Each was 6. Seegers with 5 rebounds coming up strong. Left the court there for a couple of minutes for a breather, but he's played most of the first half, as has Leitzinger. Leitzinger, they're worried about him running down a little bit. He's had a couple of 36-minute games. He had 5 straight games where he never left the floor. And game like tonight, do you want him leaving the floor? Not if you're Coach Brian Bassett, you don't.
Not the way this one's going.
On the other side, Al Deng hit an early 3, 16-20, picked up his second foul, never came back in the game. And what's interesting, he's their leading rebounder at 6 rebounds a game, averages 9.8 points, just a tad behind Teo Jimenez, who's at 9.9. Jimenez was scoreless in the first half, and Deng had a 3. So 2 of their primetime players. But again, Edgewood, here's the guy that I'm looking for 5 or 6 guys, who's coming off the bench. Edgewood usually gives you like 7. And any different game, it's different. He didn't even give me Gonzalez or Kraske, and both of them came in and neither one scored, but they gave him some valuable minutes in the post to help defend when Deng was out.
So how do you get your stars going for both of these teams, whether it's Jimenez or Leitzinger or Seagreaves? It feels like those are the guys that really are going to be the deciding factors here in the final 18 minutes.
It's a grind. You got to manage the fouls. Now Deng's got 2, and Leitzinger's got 2 for Monroe. The difference was Edgewood's got a deep bench, so they could get Deng out. Leitzinger, no. Basically, Monroe just plays 8 players, Sweeney, who's an all-conference running back, comes in, not really much of a scorer, comes in for some defense and help a little bit with the ball handling. So it's James Seagraves and Weagle, and that's it. But some coaches will tell you 7 or 8 is a good rotation this time of year. You don't want to have to worry. You want to get somebody's in a rut, kind of in a roll out there. You don't want to have to yank him out of the game. Why? Because it's his turn. You got to get some other guys playing time. Edgewood, on any given night, they're playing 13, 14 players, and they all might be different from game to game, that sequence.
Monroe has its eyes set on its first conference title since 2011. But they've got some work to do tonight before they try and achieve that next week. 29-24 at the break. The Edgewood Crusaders with the lead on senior night. You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania, brought to you in part by Stoughton Health. Nobody plans on getting injured, and when you do, you need help to get back on track. Stoughton Health has rehab locations in Stoughton and Oregon, so it's convenient for your recovery. Learn more at stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together. The second half of the Cheesemakers and the Crusaders next on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
I've been here for about 3 years, been a team lead since 3 months. I love the company. It's a fun place to work. It always keeps me busy every single day. Right off the bat, I told them I wanted a career here. Sure enough, after 3 months, I got promoted. You just got to make sure that you have the ambition to get there. I can one day see my kid and say, hey, look, I built that trailer. My name is Gabriel, and I am incredibly proud to be part of Stoughton Trailers.
Apply at stojobs.com. Stoughton Trailers.
Pizza Pit Pizza!
Hi, Steve Meyer here. The heart of winter is upon us. When you don't want to leave the house or go to the store or eat out, order Pizza Pit Pizza. Pizza Pit has been famous for over 50 years and serves pizza, pit sticks, wings, and gyros. With 8 area locations, you can't go wrong. Now even easier to order on the Pizza Pit app. Visit us at our Sun Prairie location today.
And don't forget the cookies or the ice cream!
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Stop suffering from GERD. There's help for your acid reflux. Join board-certified general surgeon Dr. Aaron Schwab from Stoughton Health for a free informative online event on Tuesday, March 8th at 5:30 p.m. to learn more about ways to reduce GERD with a minimally invasive LINX procedure. End your long-term dependence on medication. Register for this free online event at stoughtonhealth.com, then click Classes and Events. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together. stoughtonhealth.com.
You're listening to Madison's home for Milwaukee Bucks basketball.
Big bucket from Pat Connaughton.
100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Josie's on a vacation far away.
Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania, 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand. Jesse Nelson and the Dean Dennis Semrau at Edgewood High School, the Monroe Cheesemakers and the Edgewood Crusaders. 29-24 at the break. Edgewood holds a 5-point advantage on senior night. For nearly 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're looking for a new or used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda today or head to ZimbrickHonda.com to search vehicle inventory. Dennis, as we went through the box score there at the break, there was one note you wanted to mention before we get started with the second half of play here.
Yeah, we talked about first time around, Leitzinger and Seagreaves had 20 each. First time, there were 24 points combined between Jimenez and Dang. They only have 3. Jimenez is averaging almost 2.5 made three-pointers per game. He is 0. He's got 54 for the season. And Leitzinger's got 48 for the season. Neither one of them with a 3 tonight.
Edgewood in the home white uniforms, maroon letters and numbers with a gold trim working right to left as we see it at the mezzanine level here at the home floor of the Crusaders. Coach Stav Court and Coach Z Court, named after longtime girls basketball head coach Laura Stavnis and the athletic director and the boys basketball head coach, Chris Zwettler.
And you know who's going to the Hall of Fame?
Is it me?
Coach Stav.
Ah.
Wisconsin Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame.
She's earned it a little bit more than I have.
She'll be in there in September. We'll be happy to go up honor her up at Wisconsin Dells.
When are we going to get you in the Hall of Fame, Dennis? I feel like we're approaching that territory for you.
That just means you're old. Yeah, I know I am.
I have nothing on that. The Monroe Cheesemakers in the road red uniforms.
You're just a pup.
Black trim, white letters and numbers. They'll be working left to right. Ball was knocked out of bounds. Edgewood maintains possession. A much slower start to the second half than the first. And look at this, driving baseline. Tio Jimenez stepped on the baseline. So a turnover after 43 seconds of the opening possession of the second half.
Those are the two things that make me nervous with ball handlers. When they go baseline and when they start backing up at half court and you think they're going to go over and back. Usually they don't step over, but that baseline is awful tough.
Leeches make me nervous. Really don't like leeches in the pond and all that.
Spiders.
Yeah.
Movie The Replacements. The great scene in there about what do you fear most? Spiders. No.
Three-point attempt, no good for the Cheesemakers. They're nervous right now that they can't get hot from three-point land. Notorious on Wildy and Tausch, how they've made fun of me for the time I called them the threes makers. They could use a few tonight. No good for Monroe. Opening possessions both blank for either of these teams here in the second half. And now a whistle and a
two
travel.
bodies. Okay.
Wow. So it was Will Schenk, the senior, backing down on the right block. Both bodies went to the floor, like Dennis said, and they're going to call it a travel. No whistle either way.
We heard the thud up here when the body's hitting the floor.
It's not often you don't get a whistle called, and then both coaches are upset that the other guy didn't get called for the foul. 90 seconds into the second half, still no points on the board in this session. Well, that just changed. Brookwicki cutting to the bucket. Right-hand layup good. Brookwicki now with 8 points to lead the Monroe Cheesemakers here, 29-26.
Beautiful feed from Markham, bounce pass.
Edgewood still up 3. Schenk open 3, right side is good. Third made 3 in the night, 11 points for the senior Will Schenk. Edgewood 32, Monroe 26, 2 minutes into the second half. Runner, step in front of the free throw line. Good. Aaron Roit, first time we're calling his name, senior starter for the Cheesemakers. And a 3 in retaliation. There's your leading scorer for the Crusaders. Tio Jimenez drills it from the right side. Edgewood by a touchdown, 35-28, 15:30 to go in the game.
Off the schneid, yes, gets his first field goal.
Leitzinger wants it. He's heating up now. A 3 good for Leitzinger. The Threes Makers, 35-31. Crusaders up 2, drive left side, up and good for Lucas Coes. Now they can't stop scoring.
I think you answered your question about how do you get them hot. Just give them the ball.
Ball knocked out of bounds defensively here by the Crusaders. Monroe maintains possession, inbounding beneath their own basket, just to the right of it. Down 6 with 15:07 to go in the game. Both of these teams have had 9-game winning streaks this season. 3-point attempt, JT Seagreaves no good. Offensive rebound, no collected. Seagreaves gets it, cutting to the bucket. Count it, and a foul and a chance at a 3-point play for the future Badger tight end, JT Seagreaves. Chance to cut the lead in half with an extra bonus at the line.
And that was all because of offensive rebounding. Tucker and Markham right there with a bounce pass feed and a nice drive and hopefully a 3-point play, and it is.
Seagreaves, a UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, featured earlier this season, 37-34. Monroe trails by 3. Edgewood basketball crossing midcourt. Al Deng, who was in some foul trouble in the first half, one of the star standouts here for Edgewood, 10 points a game on the season. Had to sit on the bench for much of the first half. He's now back on the floor. Here's Deng in the left corner, pump fake. Puts it over for Schenk, back to the top of the key, Jimenez. Finds Deng directing traffic on the left wing, gets a screen from Schenk, now picks up his dribble, tried to bounce it down there, good defense from Monroe though. Deng decides to take a 3, too strong, no good, and a weak side rebound collected by the Monroe Cheesemakers.
Markham once again on the rebound there.
Across midcourt into the left corner, George Brookwicki. Monroe ran out of room. They'll try it again at the top of the key. Seagreaves hands it for Leitzinger, senior to senior. The leaders for the Monroe Cheesemakers all season long, trying to start a rally here in the second half. Feed it down low, and a layup is good. Roit fed well by Seagreaves off a screen, and Edgewood's lead is just one, 37-36, with under 14 minutes to go.
Right down low post, a nice pass over the top from Seagreaves.
Jackson trudging, Dang fed it too far in front for Schenk on a no-look, off his fingertips, out of bounds. An unfortunate turnover for Edgewood. Monroe has a chance to go on top.
You feel the momentum kind of heading the Cheesemakers away, but Roit and Markham are on the, just came out.
Wait a minute here on the inbound pass. The Cheesemakers seniors, Seagreaves and Leitzinger, weren't on the same page. It was thrown in immediately. Seagreaves wasn't looking for it. It was stolen by Edgewood and lost out of bounds on a quick attempt on a layup by Coase.
Oh, that looked like going for a dunk. That could have been a crowd pleaser.
How about a three from the corner on the throw, no good. And now again, two Monroe players not on the same page. Seagreaves trying to feed a break for his brother, James. James wasn't looking for it. It went off his legs, out of bounds into the Cheesemaker bench, and so Edgewood's got it back again. Trying to run quickly down the floor and keep the pace up. Monroe with two costly turnovers on back-to-back possessions. Schenk nearly lost control of it, able to fumble it back to the top of the key for Dang. Dang hands it. Jimenez into the paint. Trudgeon turnaround jumper is good. Every time we see Jackson Trudgeon, he does something impressive in a sporting event. And here he is again, a UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, also featured during the football season. Helps the Crusaders go back up three. Chance to tie, right side, no good for Brookwicki, who's been the hot three-point hand tonight for the Cheesemakers. Rebound Edgewood, up three into the front court. 12:45 to go in the game. Quick passes down to the left block. Schenk back over to Dang. Three-point attempt, left wing, no good. Batted around, rebound collected by Brookwicki and Monroe. Right side of the floor, Seagreaves into the paint, right to left. On the run, up off the glass, no good. Rebound batted off the glass by Weigel, but Edgewood comes away with it. Trudge into the front court. Right corner, Lucas Coase picks up his dribble, trying to feed Schenk. Now instead, Coase takes it himself on the baseline. Up off the glass and good. 13 points for Lucas Coase unofficially, the team's leading scorer tonight. Edgewood 41, Monroe 36, approaching 12 minutes to go.
He scored well when we were here against Lakeside Lutheran. Hard to believe he's only averaging about 6 points a game the way he's played tonight.
JT Seagreaves at the free throw line. Kick it over right corner. Now to Leitzinger. Leitzinger pump fake, step in front of the three-point line. Low percentage shot, no good. And a loose ball foul, as it was collected by Brookwicki for Monroe on a putback attempt, but a whistle before that goes against Edgewood. And it is on Tio Jimenez, who has just 3 points tonight, averages 10 a game for the Crusaders, and he's now going to take a seat with 3 personal fouls to match his point total. And the jersey number he wears as well in the home whites. 11:49 to go in the game. Brookwicki to inbound, standing on the G, and Edgewood on the baseline. Leitzinger gets it, quick fire, left corner, no good. And a strong rebound, Paul Kraske muscles it away for the Edgewood Crusaders. Front court, Clay Krantz goes right. Hunter Dobrinsky. Dobrinsky for Dang. Dang to Trudgeon. Trudgeon three, no good off the front of the rim. Soaring in for an offensive rebound and a chance at a putback. Clay Krantz surprised everybody, but especially JT Seagreaves down low for Monroe, who thought he had an easy rebound. Foul, Krantz shot no good. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Seagreaves with his first foul of the game.
Krantz first free throw off the rim, no good. We've talked already about a bunch of UW Credit Union Student Athletes of the Week featured on the floor tonight. Remember, UW Credit Union's online and mobile banking goes above and beyond with top-rated service and security that exceeds industry standards. UW Credit Union's in-house team of engineers and developers also create digital banking solutions designed just for you. Learn more at uwcu.org. And a timeout now on the floor, 11:30 to go, 41-36. Edgewood leads Monroe. Second free throw attempt for Krantz coming up next on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. No Alex Strope tonight. Jesse Nelson along with the Dean Dennis Semrau. Molly Brown, our producer in the Park Bank ESPN Madison studios. Hunter Vaughn behind the camera as you watch tonight's game free and live on Wisconsin On Demand.
So where is Alex tonight?
I have no idea, but I feel like there are brews involved wherever Alex Strofe may be tonight. He's on a rest night. It's a load management day for Alex Strofe, Dennis. He's making sure that he's going to be ready for the big push for the postseason, as we'll have you covered both boys and girls. Playoff games abound over the next few weeks here on 100.5 ESPN. Second free throw attempt out of the timeout for Clay Krantz, no good. And Carson Leitzinger drills a 3 from the left side. Much needed bucket for Monroe. Leitzinger's got 2 threes made in this half. It's a 2-point advantage for the Crusaders. Shot on the run, no good. Contested down low. Loose ball, Monroe comes away with it. Into the front court, Leitzinger tried to shake and bake, couldn't find enough room though. Top of the key 3 for the lead, no good for Markham, and a rebound Edgewood. 41-39, Edgewood leads Monroe, 10:50 to go in the game.
Way too early a shot, especially coming off after getting a nice 3-pointer from Leitzinger, and then it barely grazed the rim too.
Left corner, Hunter Dobrinsky. Now swing it all the way over to the right. Edgewood wants to slow down the pace.
Yep.
3-point attempt, right wing, wide open look, and good for Dobrinsky, the junior. Edgewood's lead back to 5, 44-39 with 10:20 to play. Top of the key, Markham drives, left hand, no good. It was contested, no whistle, and a strong rebound for the Crusaders. Dobrinsky was in there again. Here's Krantz, hands it for Deng. Deng, Dobrinsky. Backs it up to the volleyball line on the right side of the floor. Kraske down low, knocked over a defender, and now he's fouled.
Well, the foul was there. Yeah, it looked like he might have been called for an offensive foul. The defender falls down, and he turns around. There's nobody there.
How on earth did James Seagreaves commit a foul? He was knocked down on the floor and was on the floor when the whistle was blown. That one, I don't know.
Go figure that one.
Free throw attempt number 1 is up and good for Paul Kraske at the line. First point of the night for the junior forward, Paul Kraske. Wow. 10 minutes exactly to play in the game, 45-39. Kraske's second free throw is good. That's skillful for James Seagreaves to be able to commit that foul with his back on the floor.
On the floor, yeah.
Monroe, transition, Leitzinger, 3 from his hot spot on the right wing, no good though, and a rebound for Edgewood. Leading by 7. It was down to 2 just a few moments ago. Gavin Meister trying to find an opening on the right end. Instead, he'll kick it back up top. Krantz for 3, no good off the rim. Rebound, batted away along the baseline. James Seagreaves got it. The Edgewood student section was encouraging the official to make a call there that Seagreaves stepped out of bounds. He did not. Cheesemaker basketball, and now a whistle on Krantz, battling for positioning with Tucker Markham. Markham draws contact with 9:20 to go. We'll call it the unofficial midpoint here of the second half. 46-39, Edgewood on top. And a line change now going on the floor. A bunch of people coming in off the bench.
The big one is JT Seegers back in the lineup for Monroe. Got to get the ball inside to him on the next trip down.
46-39. Cheesemakers and Crusaders. Tonight on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Here's JT Seagreaves over in the left corner. Now kick it all the way back. Leitzinger drives baseline, picks up his dribble on the left block. Kick it all the way back now to the top of the key. Leitzinger gets it back left wing. Dribbles twice, Passes right. JT Seagreaves double-teamed down near the right block.
Post.
Over to the corner, and now back all the way around. Great defense by the Crusaders. Monroe playing patiently, looking for the right opportunity. Leitzinger nearly lost it off his knee, was able to track it down in front of his own bench. 8:40 to go in the game. 42nd possession without a bucket attempted yet. JT Seagreaves. Cross-court pass stolen away by Kraske. On the run, Paul Kraske, left-hand reverse layup, good. That'll energize the Crusader fan base. Coach Chris Zwettler, who rarely shows that much emotion with the hands in the air, celebrating the bucket. On the run for Kraske and a timeout, 8:27 to go. 48-39, Edgewood by 9.
Another role player, Kraske coming off the bench. Got a few minutes in the first half, 4 points here in the second half, but both him and Hunter Dobrinsky, Junior Dobrinsky, on both ends of the court. He's had a 3 in the second half and a couple of rebounds. You never know where that help is going to come from the Edgewood bench. And Coach Z pushing the right buttons right now.
So at this stage of the game, Dennis, Coach Brian Bassett and the Cheesemakers, I mean, we're past the midpoint here of the second half with 8:27 to go. What are you saying to this team that's been struggling to find a rhythm offensively?
They just got to hang on. Edgewood just running bodies at you. When you can go 12, 13, 14 deep, part of the strategy coming in was to push the pace a little bit and to wear down Monroe, and that's what they're doing right now here in the second half.
Interesting strategy here as Edgewood continues to apply pressure defensively in the backcourt out of the timeout. Monroe down 9. JT Seagreaves, hands Leitzinger, top of the key 3. Exactly what the Cheesemakers needed out of that stoppage. Leitzinger cuts the lead to 6, his third made 3 in the second half. Kraske down on the right block, picks up his dribble, trying to find some help as he was double-teamed on the baseline. He's able to find it in the form of Hunter Dobrinsky. Dobrinsky cross-court pass, a little dangerous into some traffic. Trudgeon had it. Now he goes over to the left side for Coase, who pushed. I mean, that was a strong arm push by Coase, saying, get out of my way to the defender. And the way they've been letting him play, I don't blame him for trying to find the line tonight.
Well, if you're going to do it, you don't do it right in front of the official on the baseline. He was right there. He had to call that.
Great point. If you're stealing a cookie, don't do it right in front of mom. 7:45 to go in the game, 48-42. Monroe with the ball down 6. JT Seagreaves spins his way, couple of steps in front of the free throw line. Shot no good off the back iron. And a rebound collected by Kraske for Edgewood. Into the front court, Dobrinsky. Hands for Trudgeon at the volleyball line. 7.5 to go. Great game tonight, 48-42. Edgewood leads Monroe in the Badger West. Monroe looking for its first conference title since 2011. Tio Jimenez drives right side off the side of the glass. No, every Monroe defender down low went for it. It ricocheted differently, and Kraske was there to put it back. What a second half for Paul Kraske. He's got 6 points and has been the momentum carrier for the Crusaders.
The law firm of Dobrinsky and Kraske coming through for Edgewood.
And here's Kraske again with a strong board down low, drawing contact. 6:51 to go. 50-42, Edgewood on top, and a foul called on Monroe. That's number 25, Keaton Sweeney. His first personal. I mean, Dennis, we saw out of the timeout, Leitzinger had a good look from 3, where he's at his best. And since then, it's like Monroe just can't find consistency on the offensive end.
Shot here or there. Now Deng is back in the lineup, hoping to give Edgewood a little bit of a boost.
Dobrinsky, Deng, left corner. Swing it right. Trudgeon, Dobrinsky. Skip pass to the top of the key. Skip pass again for Deng, who wanted to drive in, trying to open it up for Trudgeon, who ran out of real estate at the top of the key and resets. Coase. Pass right, Deng, Trudgeon, Dobrinsky, back to Deng.
Patience. Edgewood's patience there, just moving the ball around, trying to get an opening inside.
6:10 to go in the game. Edgewood up 8. More than happy to hold for their best opportunity. Long offensive possession with a lot of passing for the Edgewood Crusaders. Coach Brian Bassett now encouraging his defense to stand in strong and try and go get it. Edgewood's going to just get content otherwise. Now driving into the paint. Coe's lost it. Saved by Monroe. JT Seagraves falling out of bounds, kept it in play. Leitzinger comes away with it for the Cheesemakers. Into the front court. Leitzinger pull-up jumper right side. No good, a step in front of the three-point line. Rebound Kraske, and the Crusaders have it. Into the front court. Dobrinsky nearly lost it, able to collect. Now on the run. No, but a putback, yes. Lucas Coes collected what Dobrinsky threw too strong over the bucket. And with 5:26 to go, the largest lead of the night for either team. Edgewood up 10, 52-42. Dennis, I mean, it's organized chaos out there, it looks like, for Edgewood, but there's such a deep roster. You're seeing 8 or 9 or even 10 different names tonight getting involved. And, I mean, quite honestly, Paul Kraske and Hunter Dobrinsky, 2 of the MVPs, if I had to award one tonight for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Kraske with 3 rebounds here and 6 points in the second half. The big thing is they're holding Monroe just a one and done. One shot, and not good looks either. Some of these shots have been off balance. Monroe pressing a little bit, trying to, you can't, there's no 4, 5, 6, 10-point plays. Just got to take your 2 or 3 and kind of crawl back, and Monroe looks like they're pressing a little bit there. It's a good call for a timeout.
So we've talked a lot here about the message from Coach Brian Bassett to his Cheesemakers trying to find a rhythm offensively. What about Chris Zwettler in his 33rd season, Dennis? What's he telling the Crusaders up by 10?
The big thing the first time around was Monroe was able to get to the free throw line, outscore Edgewood 14-0. Right now, Edgewood's 4 of 6 from the line, and Monroe was 4 of 5 in the first half, 1 of 1, now 5 of 6. So keep them off the free throw line. Just play good position, man-to-man defense, no fouls. And right now, you got a 10-point lead. You don't need a 3 or a long shot. Layups and free throws, the last 5 minutes is what you should be going for.
4 team fouls on either end, so fouls not necessarily an issue at this juncture. Out of the timeout, here comes Monroe. Into the paint, kick it back up top, open opportunity. Instead, Markham puts it down on the floor again. James Seagreaves, left side. Now a 3 is good for his brother, JT. Seagreaves, good for his first opportunity beyond the arc tonight. 52-45. Monroe needed it, and they got it from their senior leader.
12 points now and 15 for Leitzinger. Those are the 2 guys that are going to be going to down the stretch here. Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside.
Left corner, Dobrinsky, offensive foul away from the ball. Kraske called for it. Got a little too physical, trying to find an opening for a pass to come his way. Turnover without a shot attempt on that trip down the floor for the Crusaders. And you get the sense now, Dennis, that if Monroe can capitalize here coming back this time again, this is going to get interesting in the final 4:40.
Monroe's got to be patient, work the ball for a good shot, and then just play tough defense here. Possession by possession. Now this is the way we grind it out in the Badger Conference.
JT Seagreaves, left wing, now to the free throw line, kick it back, pump fake. Roit to Seagreaves again, double teamed, he doesn't care. JT Seagreaves has the last 5 for the Cheesemakers. The lead is 5 for Edgewood, 52-47, 4:10 to go. Jackson Trudgeon guarded tightly by Carson Leitzinger. Swing it right now to the right baseline. Back up top. That's Will Schenk, who has had a hot hand from 3 as much as anybody on the floor tonight for the Crusaders. Deng, back over to Dobrinsky. Now again, Schenk drives left baseline, uses the left hand. Excellent footwork and positioning, and Schenk finds 2. 54-47, 3:38 to go. Edgewood up a touchdown again. Roit right side of the floor. Now JT Seagreaves thought he had a lane on the right baseline. Instead, he's double teamed by Trudgeon and Dobrinsky. Now a cross-court pass, shot too strong, loose ball. Trudgeon fighting Seagreaves for it. They'll be teammates for the Wisconsin football team next year. Battling right now, though. Trudgeon won it. Now a loose ball on the front court. Edgewood collects. Left side, Schenk. Almost had the same look he had on the last trip down the floor. 3:05 to go. Trudgeon backs it up to the midcourt circle. Now drives with the left hand. Kick it out. Deng. Pump fake. Thought about a three. Instead, wants a higher percentage opportunity somewhere on the floor. Edgewood patient again offensively. How about the three for Schenk? No. Deng collects the rebound. Tried to throw it off the feet of a Monroe defender. It's still in play. The Cheesemakers survive the threat. A three-point attempt. No good for Tucker Markham. Far too short. He was about a step and a half beyond the three-point line. 2:30 to go. Edgewood up 7. 54-47, and a foul is assessed to Carson Leitzinger. He tapped Dobrinsky right in front of the Edgewood bench with 2:26 to go. 5 team fouls now on Monroe, the third on Leitzinger. Dennis, what do you think of the looks that these teams were getting here in that last minute and a half of action?
Edgewood, that ill-advised three again from the corner there. And then Deng almost saved it. It was an athletic play trying to keep it in play for the Crusaders. And then an off-balance shot down on this end.
Inbound pass knocked out immediately by Monroe, so we'll do it again right near midcourt. 54-47. Magic number tonight, 57. Keep that one in mind. Edgewood closing in on it.
Edgewood shooting 63% from the free throw line. Another foul, or we need 2 fouls in there in the bonus.
Deng used some dribbling and some footwork to get by a defender at the top of the key.
Oh, there we go.
For a few passes, he gets it back. Now back to Dobrinsky, 2:07 to go. Monroe's got to start thinking about fouling here. Brookwicki hasn't done it yet. Deng has it. Now back to Dobrinsky, under 2 minutes to go. Edgewood's just playing keep away.
There you go.
And now Aaron Roit fouls Al Deng on the left side of the floor. That's the last foul to give by the Cheesemakers. Second foul on Roit. Timeouts remaining, if you're curious. 4 for Edgewood. They've got a bunch of them left. Monroe still with 2.
Yeah, just brought Jimenez back in. He's a 78% free throw shooter. And
Foul
Krantz
again.
at 66% just got fouled.
Yep, Krantz will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Clay Krantz providing a spark off the bench tonight for the Crusaders in the first half at a pivotal juncture of this game. We'll see if Krantz can help seal the deal here with 1:53 to go. Edgewood 54, Monroe 47.
Krantz got a foul, 1 of 4 tonight from the line. Missed 2.
He misses it off the
5.
back iron, but Deng got the rebound. Bounce pass to Krantz at the top of the key. He'll reset. Monroe needed that rebound. Deng now playing keep away. 100 seconds to go, and Deng is fouled near the midcourt line.
Deng's chance now to go up to the line and put a nail in the coffin.
Still a 1-and-1. If he misses it, just like Krantz did, it would be fair game to go get it. Edgewood, what a crucial offensive rebound that was.
Yeah, when you're having a bad night, Fowles spent 16 minutes on the bench in the first half with fouls. He hasn't taken a shot here, but he knows, and he goes and gets the ball for his teammates.
Deng front end, no. Back-to-back misses at the line in 1-and-1 opportunities for Edgewood. Monroe has it this time. Into the front court, Leitzinger, 90 seconds to play. To the top of the key, Brookwicki. JT Seagreaves gets a screen, guarded tightly by Trudgeon. A scrum. What's the call?
The call foul looks like on the floor on Edgewood on
Trudgeon, I think they're going to get for
Krantz. Krantz.
Yeah, they're going to call Krantz, who was trying to steal it away. The Edgewood fans not happy with that decision. Could have been a held ball. Instead, it is the second personal foul on Clay Krantz. That was the last foul to give for Edgewood. If you're asking me, I think that was a good place to use it. You get the steal there, getting aggressive. You could probably put this game away. Instead, Monroe still in it, down 7 with 1:20 to go. Leitzinger directs traffic. Seagreaves, right side, top of the key, Bruckwicki. Back for Leitzinger. You know it's Leitzinger or Seagreaves who are looking for the shot here. Hand it off. Free throw line extended left. Weagle. Now back again. Leitzinger going to drive into the paint with the right hand. Scoop, no good. Tapped back into the hands of Markham on the run, no good. Trudgeon rebounds. 54 seconds to go. Edgewood getting comfortable here, up 7. Trudgeon walking with it in the backcourt is fouled with 48.3 to go in the game. Now you make your free throws, and the Crusaders are going to get a win on senior night.
And this is the one you want to foul. Jackson's having a good year, but not at the line. He's shooting 36%. But here on senior night, here's where you want to make it.
Jackson Trudgeon, his final regular season home game. No, Deng got the offensive board over Seagreaves, and he's fouled going up. He'll shoot 2. Offensive rebounds critical in the final 2 minutes here for the Edgewood Crusaders.
And that's now the 10th foul, so Deng will be shooting 2. Edgewood has just missed the front end of 3 straight bonuses, but they still have a 7-point lead.
Well, and quite frankly, Dennis, I think he would have got 2 anyway. I think he was shooting in the motion of shooting.
But now it's 2 the rest of the way.
Fouled. Yeah, that's critical. And look at that. I mean, the missed free throws, Edgewood missed every front end of the one-and-one opportunity that they've had in the last minute and a half.
Yep, 0 for 3, and in the second half, 3, 6, 7, 2 of 9 from the line.
But they got offensive rebounds on 2 of those 3 misses, and now that gets them here to the double bonus. So even though they didn't capitalize immediately, sets them up for success here in the final
Crusaders
47
seniors
seconds.
say thank you to the junior, Al Deng, because he just gave you an opportunity there with offensive rebounds, back-to-back possessions.
The Monroe Cheesemakers, the 10th ranked team in the state AP poll in Division II, entering play this week. They have lost 2 of their last 3, 5 of their last 8 games following the 9-game winning streak from December 16th to January 11th.
There it is.
Deng hits the front for Edgewood. 55-47 with 47 seconds left to play. Second free throw also good for Al Deng. He's only got 5 points tonight unofficially, but what an important 2 those just were. His first points of the second half. Leitzinger trying to get free on a 3-point attempt. He's fouled. Shot no good. But a 76% free throw shooter, Carson Leitzinger, will go to the line with 36.8 to go. Coach Zwettler can't be happy about that for his Crusaders. Free opportunity for points for Leitzinger. 56-47. Leitzinger front end, no good. He'll get 2 more, but that was one you needed to have. Leitzinger again. This time, he does hit. 16 points unofficially so far tonight for Leitzinger. Averages 21 a game. So he's not really all that far off of his regular
20 the first time they met.
Second free throw, excuse me, the third free throw is good. That's the second made one on that trip to the line. 56-49. Edgewood still up 7. Not over yet. Inbound to Deng. Deng threw it away, and a layup good for Monroe. Bruckwicki puts it in, and the Cheesemakers are still alive. 56-51. Bad turnover in the backcourt for Al Deng, trying to feed it back to the middle of the floor. Great defensive awareness. George Bruckwicki laid it up, good for 2. And the Cheesemakers have life.
Well, we're looking for an additional player to be double figures. Bruckwicki's now got 10 to go along with Lexinger's got 17 and 14 for Seagreaves. So a good night there. But they're going to need a stop. Plenty of time here with a 3-point shot. But you got a foul, send Edgewood to the line, and see if they can miss another front end of the bonus.
Starting to feel like playoff basketball.
Oh, it is.
Girls playoffs start next week, boys the week after.
And that's what the Badger Conference was looking at trying to have a playoff for the conference championship that last week to get that feel going in. Usually teams would clinch it in the last game. Well, we already won the conference title 2 weeks ago. Well, now you got to put it on the line, but Monroe would like to steal one out of here, and if they do, it's because of the free throw shooting for Edgewood down the stretch.
56-51, Edgewood leading by 5. Jackson Trudgeon for the Crusaders doing the inbounding. He can run along the baseline after the make. Into the corner, double team, tough spot. And a timeout comes from the Edgewood bench from Coach Zwettler. That's why you have 4 timeouts at the end of the game. He's used 2 of them just in the last couple of moments, and he helped save Tio Jimenez in the corner, trapped by that Monroe defense. 28.8 now to go in the game. So the good news, I guess, for the Crusaders, they were able to run 6 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, Jimenez, 78% free throw shooter. You want him handling the ball right there.
Although one thing to watch here now, Dennis, the inbounding position
in the corner
is going to be a tough one. In the corner, worst spot on the floor to inbound the ball, and especially with that Monroe defense playing as well as it has here down the stretch.
And we saw it on the previous possession with the turnover.
Oh yeah,
the steal. And
fun game tonight here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
And the magic number?
That's 57. 57, Dennis, 98% of the time. Team that scores that magic number goes on to win the game. Edgewood's been sitting on 56 for a while. Inbound right in front of the student section, comes in for Krantz, who's fouled by Markham. So Clay Krantz, senior guard for the Crusaders, will go to the other end of the floor. 27.6, so about 1 second in full came off the clock there on that inbound pass. 2 free throws no matter what for Krantz. First one's good. That was a big one. Krantz first point of the second half.
Yeah, he had missed 3 free throws here in the second half. He was 1 of 5. So big time there.
Second one here would make it a 3-possession game. It's good. Krantz cool as ice at the free throw line. 58-51, 25 seconds. JT Seagraves across midcourt. Over for Markham and a whistle against Edgewood. Coach Zwettler can't believe it. 20.7 clock stops. Leitzinger, the good free throw shooter, goes to the line.
Yeah. Krantz got called for the foul there.
Leitzinger front end, good. 58-52. Every time you think Edgewood's gonna seal this game away, something happens that Monroe's able to stay alive. Loose ball, Deng knocked down a defender, no whistle. Edgewood comes away with it. Krantz an easy layup, that'll do. 60-52, Edgewood up 8 with 10 seconds left. Leitzinger, quick 3-point attempt, a whistle. He's fouled, drawing contact with the defender in the air. 3.8 to go, it's a moot point.
8-point, there's no 8-point play, so sorry.
Not enough from the Cheesemakers offensively tonight. A physical, hard-fought game in the Badger West. Leitzinger's first free throw good. 60-53 with 3.8. Second one also good. Again, this is pretty obsolete. They're not going to be able to get 5 points in 3.8 seconds. Reserve checking in, Isaac Thielen for the Edgewood Crusaders. Senior, getting a chance to be recognized here on senior night. Final free throw attempt for Leitzinger is up and good. Also, Andrew Koziar, a senior number 12, checking in for a final opportunity to get some game action tonight. Edgewood's been hot. They're going to be winners of 10 of their last 11. Time's going to run out here after a long 3. It's no good on a steal for Monroe. Not enough from the Cheesemakers tonight. Edgewood with a win on senior night. 60-55, the Crusaders defend the home court. And as they get ready to be postseason bound, you know Coach Chris Zwettler and the leaders of this Edgewood team are feeling the momentum in the second half of this season. 60-55, the final score. Edgewood defeats Monroe. Dennis Semrau and I will wrap things up right after this on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Does your business have a fleet of trucks? Could be medium-duty trucks or even pickups or vans. If your business relies on your trucks, you should know Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield.
Truckstar knows that truck downtime can be a dent to your bottom line. Their heavy-duty equipment can handle full-frame vehicles, unlike most car shops, and they do it all in-house, which means you get your truck back on the road with less downtime. Full service for fleets, big and small.
Truckstar Collision Center, the body shop for the big and medium ones. See them on the web at truckstarcollision.com.
Help! I keep getting dinged. Every month this happens. See, I got dinged here, ding, ding.
Dang! You did get dinged.
Every time I turn around, there's a new ding. What can I do?
You need a clear checking account from UW Credit Union. With no monthly fees, no overdraft fees, and free ATMs, you'll never get dinged again.
The dang dings are done?
The ding dang dings are done. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Terms and conditions apply.
North and South Seafood and Smokehouse is Madison's favorite spot for smokehouse, barbecue, and seafood. Visit one of their 3 locations today in Madison, DeForest, or Verona. With craft cocktails, authentic wood-fired smokehouse items, and excellent seafood, you can't go wrong. The Madison location has expanded, and the Verona and DeForest locations both offer outdoor seating. Follow North and South on Facebook for the latest updates, or visit eatnorthandsouth.com for more information.
Jim Rutledge here for X Golf in Madison and in Middleton. Here's why I love them. They pride themselves on accuracy, experience, and realism. They get that because their technology measures not only the motion vector of the ball, but also the golf club movement. This allows the perfect replication of your swing. So if you're looking to have a great time and get better at golf, there's nowhere better than X Golf in Madison and in Middleton. They got a full bar, excellent food, and amazing service. I have no idea what you're waiting for. Get over to X Golf in Madison and Middleton. Join a league or just go out there and have some fun and get better at golf during the offseason.
We're on the Packers.
Are you going to go to Denver where you got to deal with Mahomes twice a year, Justin Herbert twice a year?
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
He's not a dumb guy with a cow.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand. 60-55, the Edgewood Crusaders defend the home floor on senior night and get a win over the 10th-ranked team in the state in Division II, the Monroe Cheesemakers. Edgewood's won 10 of 11 games now, Dennis, down the stretch. And aside from a game on Thursday night to close out the regular season, I'm not sure you're going to find many teams around the state hotter than Edgewood entering postseason play.
No, and on the other side, cold as ice. Monroe has now lost 3 of 4. And we will find out who will be playing for the conference championship later tonight. And we find out Portage and Sauk, what happened with those 2 teams. And also Oregon was playing Mount Horeb in this bracket. And the way Mount Horeb plays, especially that pack line defense, that was going to be a very interesting matchup with the Panthers.
Let's get a check of our final haul tonight, brought to you by Stoughton Trailers. Big trailers and big opportunities at Stoughton Trailers. Stoughton Trailers has hundreds of immediate openings in Evansville, Stoughton, and Broadhead for first and second shift opportunities. They've also increased their starting wages to $18 per hour and up. For open positions, including assemblers, welders, and more, go to stojobs.com. That's STOjobs.com. Stoughton Trailers. Big trailers, big opportunities. The Dean Dennis Semrau and his magic scorebook. Let's hear how it broke down tonight.
Well, first of all, for Monroe, Carson Leitzinger ends up with a game-high 21, 6 of 8 at the free throw line down the stretch, 14 for J.T. Seagreaves, and 10 points for George Bruckwicki. Double figures are rounding it out. Aaron Wright had 4 and 2 points each for Tucker Markham, James Seagreaves, and Charlie Weigel. They got that third player in double figures, but it just was not enough because Edgewood ended up with 8 players scoring, led by Lucas Coase tonight with 15. He had 9 in the first half, 6 in the second. 13 for Will Schenk, some big threes, 2 in the first half, 1 in the second half. Great senior night for him. And then kind of rounded out the scoring, Jackson Trudgeon had 6. And 6 for Paul Kraske, who just had an outstanding second half, number 33. A junior. So the juniors coming through tonight for the senior class. We had 7 points for Clay Krantz off the bench, 5 points for Hunter Dobrinsky. When that big run in the second half for Edgewood, he was right in the middle of it with Kraske. Also had Jimenez, their leading scorer, coming in at 9.9, had a 3 in the second half, and that was it. And Deng had 5 tonight, and that rounds it out. So you came in the last time these teams played. Edgewood lost by 2 points. Their 2 leading scorers combined for 24. That was Jimenez and Deng. Tonight, they combined for 8 points, and they end up here with a 5-point win.
Monroe,
thanks to the bench.
Also, so with Monroe falling to 18-5 overall on the year, Edgewood 13-10 improving to, again, having won 10 of their final 11 games outside of the upcoming game on Thursday to close out the regular season. I always like to talk, Dennis, about the state of each program as we enter this time of the year. Each individual game may or may not dictate too much about how the scope of the entire season will go, but definitely this one tonight impacting playoff positioning and maybe more so momentum going into the postseason.
Yeah, you really have to like how deep Edgewood is, and when you have your leading rebounder, one of your leading scorers, sitting on the bench for 16 minutes in the first half, and you go into halftime with a 5-point lead, that says something about other guys picking up the slack. Edgewood's been playing very tough defense, man-to-man defense. Again, they've got the depth. And Coach Z pushing the right buttons. You never know who's on that bench. You might get 2 minutes one game. You might get 20 the next game. You got to be ready to play. And at this time when it's one and done, that's the kind of mentality you want to have. Monroe, on the other hand, they've been basically led by Leitzinger and J.T. Seagreaves. They've been their 40 points a game scorers. And they're starting to wear down a little bit. And this is where it's going to be tough, I think, for Monroe coming in. Now we're going to start a whole new season. And I think, with the talent they have, these losses are going to kind of hurt, I think, their seeding. That could have been a 1 or 2 seed. Now they're going to fall down a little bit. We'll see what happens. From what I understand with the process, it's not going to play on whether you're hot or not. It's just pure numbers. And Edgewood's a team that deserves a higher seed because they're the hot team.
Absolutely.
NCAA, what did you do your last 10 games?
Mm-hmm.
And Edgewood's a team that struggled early with some things and, with illness and injury and you name it, trying to get that chemistry. I mean, they played a lot of games last year, but still, with what Coach Z has done with his team and his coaching staff, it's tremendous. And to win on senior night, again, I was here 9 years ago when they won on senior night when my son was doing the video for it. We didn't get a game winner tonight. We were wondering if we'd have one from the corner, but and Edgewood made it a little interesting, missing the front end of 3 straight bonuses. But when it came down to it, Deng hit back-to-back and Krantz hit a couple, and that was it.
Final score 60-55. Edgewood defeats Monroe. You'll be hearing a lot of the Dean Dennis Semrau on 100.5 ESPN over the next few weeks. A lot of Prep Mania broadcasts coming up, including 3 next week. 3. I don't know if we've done 3 besides state tournaments ever.
Do I get paid overtime for that next week? Just kidding. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Tuesday.
I'm just here.
Tuesday, Sussex, Hamilton, and Sun Prairie.
Free beverages, maybe?
We'll work on that. We'll get you some.
Just give me a pizza from Pizza
We'll
Pit.
get you a Pizza Pit and a Mountain Dew. That'll be the overtime.
Oh, boy,
next
there you
week.
go. That's breakfast of champions.
Pizza Pits everywhere next week where we're going to be, too. Tuesday night, Sussex Hamilton visits Sun Prairie. Hunter Vaughn will be on the call with you for that one. Dennis on Tuesday
Hunter.
night. Thursday night, regular season finale in the Big 8. 2 of the best teams in the conference and in the area this year. Madison La Follette on the road visiting Middleton. Thursday night, Alex Strofe and Dennis Summer will have the call there. And then a girls' regional semifinal playoff game on Friday to be announced. And I'll be with you for that one.
And while I'm pushing for the Sauk Prairie at McFarland, a 5 seed and a 4 seed.
We'll see.
Get to see Mulaney, the first player scored 61 earlier for McFarland this year. So hopefully, we'll see.
We'll see where we end up next week, Friday night. But 3 Prep Mania broadcasts coming your way next week, right here on 100.5 ESPN. The postseason is upon us. Well, almost.
It's tonight is the first of 5 straight weeks. Division II swimming at Waukesha South tonight. Division 1 tomorrow. Next week we got wrestling individual. We've got the week after hockey and team wrestling and gymnastics. Then it's girls basketball, then it's boys. So state tournaments the next 5 weeks. And Madison, get ready. Here we come.
And don't forget state bowling on March 5th as well.
Well, they haven't made that a WIA sport yet. You should be pushing for that. They're going to add it to lacrosse, but they should add bowling. That's
BowlstreamTV.com. That's all I care about. That's where we want. BowlstreamTV.com. What's that website, Dennis?
BowlstreamTV.com.
That's the one. That's coming up in
I'll
a couple of
memorize
weeks.
that one.
Really good broadcaster. He's very good looking on the call there for the state bowling championships.
So, yeah, just a pop.
Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania, 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand. Once again, your final score tonight, Edgewood 60, Monroe 55. For nearly 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're looking for a new or used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda today or head to ZimbrickHonda.com to search vehicle inventory. Once again, your final on a Friday night at Edgewood High School. The Crusaders 60, the Monroe Cheesemakers 55. Edgewood has won 10 of its last 11 games. For the Dean Dennis Semrau, for Molly Brown, our producer in the Park Bank ESPN Madison studios, and for our video producer Hunter Vaughn, my name's Jesse Nelson. Alex Strofe, Hunter Vaughn, and I will all be on the call for 3 broadcasts next week. Don't go anywhere. You're home for the area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN.
This is Derek England.